What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Better Baseball. As usual, I'm Patrick Hennessy. Hope everyone's having a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Dude, I keep forgetting the days, but it's all good. I hope everyone's doing great. Dude, we're in the midst of the baseball season. We're like 6 games in at this point. We have so much to talk about. I know I say that every day, but it's so enticing. Life just feels good. Bro, if you're not like looking at life right now with rose-colored glasses, you're doing it wrong. The weather's getting beautiful. Baseball season is underway. We have so much to discuss. Dude, life's good, okay? I think like this time of year I just get like great vibes too, just because, you know, the sun's shining. Great time to be alive. We have a lot to talk about today just in terms of Gleyber Torres. I want to take a little bit to talk about him and kind of like whether or not he's back. The Gleyber Torres resurgence is here. We'll see. I want to talk about the Rays a little bit too, because they're the only undefeated team left in baseball. I know I was like ripping them to shreds preseason, but they're kind of proving me wrong, bro. It's kind of like a Brewer situation where, you know, they're proving me wrong, and I'm okay with it, but I still don't think they're proving me wrong. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to, like, give away my whole take on it. The Rays still aren't a good team. I know they're 6-0. They're not a good team. And then we'll talk about the Mets. As Red Renji in the chat just said, it might be Mets panic time because they just got swept by the Brewers. They got outscored in the first 2 games, like 19-0. Dude, the Mets might be in trouble, especially when you look at like their injury troubles and then other stuff like that. I'm not huge on the Mets, but they also their home opener got rained out today, so that's another reason to kind of like be in panic time for the New York Mets. Yeah, but yeah, chat. Let's get right into topic number 1 here, and that is Gleyber friggin' Torres. Now, I would say ever since 2019, like we viewed Gleyber Torres as a player where we weren't sure if he was ever going to like live up to the same expectations that we set for him after his insane 2019 juiced ball season. However, through these first 6 games of 2023, he might be back. Bro, we might be able to sit here and say that Gleyber Torres might be back. I know we've said that with so many players this year, whether that's Joey Gallo or Trace Thompson, but Gleyber Torres just feels different this year. Something about him, it feels like he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. And to be honest, this might signify the return of that 2019, 2018 Gleyber Torres where he's just like a top 5 second baseman in baseball. I think right now, if you want to make an argument, you could argue that Gleyber Torres is a top 5 second baseman in baseball. However, I'm not saying that he's 100% back, like this is who he is. I need to see a little bit more sustained success from him before I like go on the record of saying that. But to see his start to this season, I think it's ignorant to avoid that conversation right now. So far in 6 games, he has 2 home runs. He's batting .421 with a .560 on base and a 1,300 OPS. Now, is he going to keep up a 1,300 OPS all season? Definitely not. However, I think that we're seeing just him returning to form at the plate, and I think if he's able to put up half that production and put up an 800 OPS, I think that, bro, that's still a return to form for Gleyber Torres. So he needed a start to the season like this just in order to like get his mind right and get himself going after ending the season last year so poorly. But dude, I think right now, if you want to say he's a top 5 second baseman, I think you could do that. If you want to argue with me. But I think right now I'd put Gleyber Torres in my top 5 second baseman. The other guys I'm thinking ahead of him, maybe like Jeff McNeil, Jose Altuve, Andres Jimenez. Who are some other like better second basemen out there? Those are 3. So right now, like Gleyber's 4 in my head. Yeah, bro. I'm probably forgetting somebody obvious, but as of right now, Gleyber's the guy. Gleyber's in that top 5. But yeah, I think also like, as Jay Mata just said in the chat, he's showing he wants to stay with the Yankees. I mean, obviously, he kind of blamed the trade rumors last year for like his poor performance, and he used it as an excuse, as a crutch, if you want to call it that. And I wasn't a huge fan of that, but maybe now he's kind of looking at it like, yo, if I don't want to hear my name in trade rumors, if I don't want to worry about my position with the Yankees, maybe I just have to play better. And I think that's exactly what he's doing. He has that chip on his shoulder this season, and he's performing past expectations. I think he wants to perform past expectations, and he's doing a pretty good job at it so far. Like, I always respect a player who is exceeding expectations, right? Because it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, No, it's not an easy thing to do, bro, because when people set expectations, they're for a reason, right? Unless, like, you're a total biased fan. Like, for example, I came into the season expecting a 720 OPS from Gleyber, and those are reasonable expectations just based on what we've seen in the past. But now that he can exceed those, that's props to him because he's proven me wrong. I love when people prove me wrong, bro. When people prove me wrong, it's like a slap in the face, but a good slap in the face. Like, you know, like in movies when, like, guys are at the bar and then they'll get, like, slapped in the face by the girl, and it's, like, funny. It's like that kind of slap in the face. It's like a playful slap. Like a... But you know what I mean. It's like, all right, you proved me wrong. I like it. I'd rather you prove me wrong than me be right. Ooh. Philosophical pat in the chat. Okay, I don't love getting slapped. Okay, you guys are twisting my words. I don't love getting slapped, but I love the metaphorical slap in the face, especially when it comes to baseball players, because it means they're doing their job. But just kind of Gleyber as a whole, I think he can definitely be an all-star this year. I don't see why not. I mean, he should have been an all-star last year just with his amazing first half. But I think if Gleyber, listen, Gleyber isn't going to keep up this production, the same production that we're seeing through the first 6 games. But, dude, I definitely think that he can put up maybe like an 850 OPS by the All-Star break. And I think that would be more than enough to not only name him a top 5 second baseman in baseball, but also make him an American League All-Star this year. So you know what, Gleyber? Shout out to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Just a big shout out to Gleyber Torres, bro. Respect. Jay Mott says final stats for Gleyber. I'm thinking 280 average, 32 home runs, 840 OPS. Bro, if Gleyber bats 280 with 32 home runs and an 840 OPS, I'd probably like keel over and start dying laughing, bro, because that would just be insane. That would be astronomical. But yeah, I mean, I'd be very satisfied with that. Do I see it happening? No. I'd be shocked if he passes 30 home runs. I think a final stat prediction for Gleyber would be like batting 275, 270 to 275, 25 home runs, and like an 820 OPS. And I'd be satisfied with that because it would still be a jump from what we've seen over the past couple years. Gleyber hasn't touched an 800 OPS since 2019. So last year he had a 761. The year before it was 697, absolutely putrid. Year before it was 724. So we haven't seen Gleyber even pass 775 in a season since 2019. So I think that, bro, he might be back. The same guy we were looking at putting in the same conversation as like the Tatises and the Correas and the Turners. Gleyber's back in that conversation, just not at shortstop. He didn't work out at shortstop. That's fine. Some things don't work out. Sometimes you ask a girl out to prom, she rejects you. Oh, well, it happens. So you know what? You go back to second base where you belong. And he's just doing a grand old time there. But, yeah, shout out to Cuban Raider in the chat. What's going on, bro? But, yeah, I think that's, okay, Pat, okay, that's not speaking from experience, all right? I never asked a girl to prom and got rejected. I got asked to prom. Yeah. How about them apples? How about that? Bro's going to pop off this year and get an extension. I don't know about that. I don't know if Gleyber gets an extension. I guess it really depends on what he does this year. Like, if he really pops off and has, like, an MVP-type season this year, if he puts up that line that you said, maybe we see some sort of extension talks. Cuban Raider says, Luis Robert MVP season. What do you think? Is he a top 5 center fielder? I like Robert. I'm not sure if he's like an MVP candidate just yet. I know he's had a pretty good start to the season, but I think the problem is like you look at a guy like Luis Robert in the American League, right? Obviously, he had a decent season last year. It was a little bit down from 2021, but we haven't seen like a full season from him. And also at the same time, like, bro, you're looking at an American League where I think anybody not named Trout, Ohtani, or Judge winning MVP would be an absolute shocker. You know what I mean? It's like, obviously, you have, like, other really good players in the AL, but the problem is that you have so many just freaking superstars, bro. Like, what would it take for someone not named Trout, Ohtani, or Judge to win MVP? They would have to put up 60 home runs or 50, 55 home runs with, like, a 1,000 OPS. It would just be ridiculous, bro. Just saying. But, yeah, no, I like Robert. I think that he definitely has, like, bro, he's still only 25, too. I think a full season out of him, hopefully this year, very intriguing, for sure. But, yeah, chat, let's get right into topic number 2 here. and we're talking about the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, you guys could go back to the clip from a couple weeks ago. I was like, yo, the Rays are a last-place team. It's kind of funny. It's comical at this point because the Rays are still a last-place team, bro. Do not let this first 6 games of the 2023 season fool you. The Tampa Bay Rays are still finishing in last place this year. They are an absolute fluke. They are a joke of a franchise. If you look at the teams that the Tampa Bay Rays beat in these first 6 games of the season, it's not even like a 6. Bro, a Little League team could have gone 6-0 in this period. They swept the Tigers and they swept the Nationals. Ooh, you're cool. I don't want to hear anybody being like, oh, Pat, you jinxed the Rays and you said they were going to be in last place and now they're in first. Dude, the Rays still suck. Like, we can't sit here and act like that they're good. Sure, they beat the teams that they need to beat. Props to you, bro. But regardless, you're not a good team. They're not going anywhere this year. And yes, I still have them finishing in last place. I don't care about a 6-0 start. That means nothing to me when you're beating the Tigers and the Nationals. Beat a real team and then talk. Because now, bro, they might even go 9-0 to start the season. Because now their next series is against the freaking Oakland A's. AirPod comes out for this, bro. Come on. Anybody being like, yo, the Rays are the real deal, bite me, bro. There's no shot. No shot. As Cuban Raider just said, the Rays' best players are Rosarena. Other than Randy Rosarena, who in that Rays lineup scares me? Wander Franco? All right. Give him 20 games. He's hurt again. I know, it's an insane thing to bank on injuries, but I'm doing it. I don't view Wander Franco as a guy who's playing the full season. I just don't. So you know what? The Rays are screwed, bro. Just wait until... Bro, even when they play the Red Sox next week, I think they're screwed. Come on, bro. Sure, they'll sweep the Rays. They have Devil Rays Day tomorrow. Cool. But after that, bro, they might get cooked by the Red Sox. And if they don't get cooked by the Red Sox, they'll get cooked by the Blue Jays in Toronto. Come on, dude. Nothing about the Tampa Bay Rays scares me. Their pitching staff, their bullpen, their lineup. Oh my God, they're 6-0. Who cares? That's all I have to say. Bottom line, they're still finishing in last place. I don't care about a 6-0 start. I read this article this morning. Ooh, the Tampa Bay Rays are off to a historic start this season. Historic start my ass, bro. 6-0 is cool. Means nothing when you're beating scrubs. Am I salty? No. Because if the Yankees were 6-0, I'd be saying the same thing. I'd be saying, yo, they're just beating the teams that they need to beat. Am I disappointed that the Rays didn't lose at least one of those games? Sure. Yeah, I'm a little... Bro, am I a little salty? For sure. But I think that still doesn't undermine the fact that I don't think that they're real. They're not real. And as Jose in the chat just said, W hater. Yeah, all right, bro. Maybe I'm hating a little bit. But I'm not hating from outside the club. I'm inside the club. Maybe it's a little hating. I don't know. But, dude, regardless, the Rays suck. Last place team, don't care. Just saying. Yandy Diaz is their third best hitter. Dude, that's what I'm saying. I was looking at the Rays box score from yesterday when they beat up on the Washington Nationals. And I was kind of going through their lineup. I'll pull this up for you guys real quick. Check this out. So this is the lineup that I'm supposed to be scared of from the Tampa Bay Rays. We're looking at Yandy Diaz, Wander Franco, Isaac Paredes is their number 3 hitter. You got Randy Arozarena. Bro, to be honest, I would probably bat Randy 3 if I were the Rays. I mean, Paredes is cool, but I don't know if I'd put him ahead of Randy. And then you got Harold Ramirez, Manuel Margot, Taylor Walls, Jose Siri, and Francisco Mejia. Oh, ooh. Bro, this is going to get clipped so hard at the end of the season if, like, the Rays win, like, 100 games. Ooh. A lineup with Isaac Paredes and Jose Siri. No, I don't want to play them in the playoffs. Oh, no. Taylor Walls is coming up. That's horrible, bro. But yeah, bottom line, they don't scare me at all. I mean, Oh no, Taylor Walls is up next. Come on, dude. The Rays of years past were scarier than this team. Shout out to Bandit Keith for subscribing. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, all right. Chat. Let's move on to topic number 3 here, and that's the New York Mets. The New York Mets, bro. Now, we talked about them a little bit briefly yesterday, just because I want to address Scherzer absolutely collapsing against the Brewers, and now I think that we have to just address the fact that maybe the Mets are in trouble. I think, listen, to answer the question lightly, are the Mets in trouble? Not yet. I wouldn't say the Mets are in trouble just yet, but they're definitely not trending in the right direction to start the season. They did nicely to start the season against the Marlins, but then they went to Milwaukee, bro, and something happened. Now, the same Milwaukee Brewers team that I'm not really high on this season, and I don't think anybody was really high on coming into this season. Their lineup got worse. Their pitching staff got worse. Their bullpen isn't that great. And, no, their rotation's actually decent. I'll give the rotation credit. Their rotation's decent, and their lineup is like an island of misfit toys. High ceiling, low floor. But I think just the fact that like we're looking at a Mets team now that had such high expectations coming into the season, and now they're 3-4 to start the year, the same record as the Miami Marlins, that's a little bit disappointing. Bro, it's a disappointing start to the season for sure. I think Mets fans were looking at this 7-game stretch to open up the season, and they were looking at it like, maybe we go like 5-2 at the very worst against the Marlins and Brewers. But to go 3-4, it's tough. It's real tough, bro. I think the only positive for the Mets in this scenario is that the Phillies are 1-5. So I'm looking at 3 teams in this division that are like capable of winning it, and that's the Braves, Mets, and Phillies. Now, the Phillies going 1-5, that's obviously good for the Mets because, you know, they don't really have to worry about them getting too much ground on them. But obviously the Braves started 5-1. So that's not ideal if you're a New York Mets fan. The Braves are going to be a problem this year, bro. The Braves are a really, really good freaking team. So, dude, I'm looking at the Braves, and if the Mets like don't pick themselves up quickly and they don't get Verlander back from the IL quickly and they don't figure out their offensive woes quickly and they don't figure out their pitching staff quickly, they don't figure out who their closer is quickly, they don't figure out how Adam Ottavino isn't giving up walk-off home runs quickly, they could find themselves in 3rd place by the middle of May, bro. And I think that could be a huge problem. Like, sorry if you're a Mets fan, you think I'm being pessimistic, but it's an issue, dude. Like, especially when you're competing with a team like the Atlanta Braves, who I think just don't have any sort of flaws at all. I mean, if you want to, like, give the Braves one flaw, what is it? Their rotation? Maybe their bullpen is a little bit flawed. But overall, I mean, the Braves are an elite team. And I think it's going to take a lot to stop them. Like, the Mets will have to be great for the rest of the season in order to just keep up with the Braves. Because I don't see the Braves slowing down at any point. Yeah, I'm sure they'll have, like, their rough patches and their slow patches, and they'll cool off a little bit. But they're a really good team. So, listen, Mets fans, I'm sorry, but they got to pick it up a little bit. I'm concerned about that bullpen for sure. The Mets bullpen worries me, especially with that Edwin Diaz now for basically the whole season. Maybe he comes back at the end if they're lucky. The bullpen's a problem. When Adam Ottavino is your closer, it's rough, bro. It's really rough. Home opener tomorrow. Should be cool. Cuban Raider says, do you play MLB The Show? No. I used to play MLB The Show a lot, and then I kind of just got like so busy with work and stuff that I didn't even buy the new one, bro. Because I'm like, why am I going to buy the new one if it doesn't, like, if I'm not going to play it? You know what I mean? Every year I buy MLB The Show, and then I end up not playing it. I would buy, like, the $100 version, get the stubs, get the cards, get the packs, and it wouldn't make sense because by the end of April, and then I'd play the game for the second time all year, I'd just be getting cooked by all diamond teams. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like it's, like, worthy enough to buy it just for, like, an updated roster franchise mode. Franchise mode's cool, though. I wish they would add, like, some more goodies to it. J Mott says, LOL Mets will forever live on. Sadly, bro, like, it comes to a point where it's like you kind of have to just feel bad for Mets fans. I mean, they go through so much, and for some reason they're still so confident in the team going into every season. I'm not completely giving up on them yet. I still think that they're going to be a very good team. But I don't know, bro. It's not. They need Verlander back healthy. They need some sort of move to improve their bullpen. They need the offense to get themselves together. Because, bro, scoring, 6 runs in a 3-game series against the Brewers, that's not going to do it. It's just not going to get the job done this season, bro. And especially in a year where offense is so high, it just doesn't seem like the Mets are doing it. Shout out to Pete Alonso, though. He kind of seems like he's single-handedly carrying that offense. He had, 2 home runs yesterday, and it still wasn't enough to get the job done. So, I don't know, dude. But, yo, one other thing I do want to say, I'm going to post this on Better Baseball very shortly, too. Did you guys see Ohtani pick the umpire's pocket yesterday? I thought it was so funny because I was thinking to myself, I was like, yo, what other player can get away with, picking the umpire's pocket and grabbing a baseball than Shohei Ohtani? He might be the only one that's allowed to do that. Maybe Mike Trout. But let's say that was, Aroldis Chapman. He's probably getting socked in the jaw, bro. I'm just saying. Bandit Keith says, great choice on the Wolf shirt. Thank you, bro. I know. It's kind of a fire shirt. Thank you. Love compliments. Very nice. But yeah, last thing I want to say before we do hop off is stay tuned for that Red Sox-Tigers game at 1 o'clock. I'm going to be watching that one because I'm so intrigued by this Chris Sale-Javier Baez matchup. I don't know, what about it is so intriguing to me. I think it's kind of just a battle between who's worse, and it's a battle between who's more washed up, between Chris Sale and Javier Baez. So you know what, dude? Stay tuned for that game because I'm going to be honest, I think it can go either direction. It's like, yo, does Javi take Sale absolutely deep, even though he has a 230 OPS this season? Or does Sale strike him out on 3 pitches? Tune in to find out on the next episode of Red Sox vs. Tigers. Lori says Sale is washed. Yeah, Bree will be watching. Ryan says, why is Chapman so good on the Royals? Dude, Chapman's touching 103 on the Royals, bro. I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know why he couldn't do that when he was on the Yankees. I think it was just a case of Chapman needing new scenery, and he just wasn't getting the job done in New York. I think it's the same thing we see with a lot of guys. I mean, you look at Joey Gallo, and how he's succeeding in Minnesota now. I think it's just some of these guys need to change the scenery, and they do better. I mean, Bandit Keith, KC Barbecue. Maybe KC Barbecue is getting the job done for Chapman. I don't know. Aaron Hicks is clearly the same way. I think Aaron Hicks needs to get out of New York, and I think a change of scenery will make him feel better. But yeah, chat, I think that's going to wrap things up for today. That's kind of all I have for you guys. Nothing other special going on. Unfortunately, there will not be a stream tomorrow. I know it's really sad. I know you guys are going to miss me. I'm going to miss you. So no stream tomorrow, and then no stream Saturday, Sunday, because, weekend. Take the weekend off, I guess, right? Yeah. I'll probably be streaming on Unhinged Yankees at some point this weekend, though. So stay tuned for that. It's my Yankees channel. Shout out to the Yankees. But yeah, I will see you guys on Monday on this channel. Not at noon, though. Mark this down in your calendars. We're not streaming at noon on Monday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday, or Thursday, or Friday. We're streaming after the games. So I would say expect the stream at 10:30. 10:30 streams next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All 5 days of next week, we're going to be streaming at night. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate you all for stopping by. You guys are all legends in your own right, whether you're watching live or you're watching our replay. I love you all. You guys know the deal. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Follow Better Baseball on just about everything. We're posting so much content all season long. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. I'll see you all on Monday. Peace.